I want everyone to know that I filed a lawsuit for $13 million against Judge Carolyn Demarest in Federal District Court in Brooklyn for deliberately violating my due process rights and my civil rights, for willfully tormenting me, causing me severe anguish and suffering, and for subjecting me to cruel and unusual punishment. Judge Demarest illegally persecuted me and did all within her power to impoverish me. Judge Demarest violated many court rules and regulations and laws which a judge must follow in a matrimonial case. It is now 5 years since I filed for divorce, during which time Judge Demarest trampled on my rights as a wife with children who should be supported and who should be given some means of survival. Judge Demarest made bizarre, damaging orders against me, which denied me even the constitutional rights which every U.S. citizen is entitled to. On March 16, 2009, I filed a motion in the appellate court that Judge Demarest should be removed from my case. My recusal motion documents such horrific, biased, abusive conduct by Judge Demarest that all who read it are shocked that a judge can so brazenly and impudently violate so many laws and regulations and still be on my case. I have no doubt that any fair-minded individual who reads my papers would unquestionably agree that such actions deserve to be sanctioned and such a judge must be immediately removed from her victim. I also filed a lawsuit against Judge Demarest for her egregious actions against me, which forced me and my children to become destitute with no means of survival. Yes, it is highly unusual to file a lawsuit against a judge, but my case has been highly unusual and outrageous. I suffered horrific abuse and torment because of Judge Demarest's vicious orders, actions, and derogatory statements against me. Our courts provide definite guidelines for a judge to follow, which detail stringent requirements that a judge be fair and unprejudiced. Judge Demarest's egregious actions violated court laws and regulations, violated my civil rights, and trampled on my constitutional rights. She forced me and my children to endure extreme deprivation and suffering and irreparable loss and pain. No judge should be allowed to so scornfully violate this many laws and regulations while causing unconscionable harm and suffering to an innocent victim. In this country where we insist that even terrorists are entitled to an unprejudiced judge, why am I not given this minimum entitlement? Judge Demarest knows that I filed a lawsuit against her and that I filed a recusal motion against her in 2 separate courts. She knows I'm fighting her previous abusive actions, and yet she still insists on controlling and making orders regarding my case. Why? Because she wants to finalize her revenge against me and completely destroy me. So instead of recusing herself and getting off my case, Judge Demarest is accelerating and speeding up my case, claiming that she wants to finish off this divorce by making final decisions regarding the rest of my life. Obviously, her scheming intention is to strike me with her vengeful rulings and deprive me of everything as she has previously taunted me, so that I should be left with no income whatsoever, not even a roof over my head. This despite the fact that I was married for 21 years to a multi-millionaire who has vast amounts of commercial and residential apartments, which are worth well over $40 million or more. Why is it that although our judicial courts are set up so that an abused victim can appeal to a higher authority for some relief, yet here the judges are turning blind eyes to my plight? I feel these judges are in collusion, operating as one big fraternity club, one judge helping the other avoid rebuke, no matter how grievous and illegal the actions. I am certain that is why the appellate court is sitting by idly, allowing the months to pass by with making no decision regarding my recusal motion, while refusing to restrain Judge Demarest. By their inaction, they are assisting Judge Demarest and giving her the extra time she needs to make final decisions regarding my divorce. Judge Demarest is now forcing me to quickly appear in front of her so that she can assault me with her final striking orders against me. I pleaded that the appellate court expedite my appeal and restrain Judge Demarest, at least until the recusal motion is heard. I was denied. Why? Shouldn't every fair-minded jurist recognize the fact that if a judge has that many complaints filed against her, she should not be allowed to continue making decisions against her aggrieved party, at least until the complaints are fully investigated? To me, this shows an obvious conspiracy to allow Judge Demarest the extra time she needs for her final revenge against me. These judges swore to uphold justice when they were appointed, but instead they are denying victims relief and helping the abusers continue their abuse. I know that I am not the only one. This injustice is hurting many other women like me who were married to wealthy men. Why is Judge Demarest insisting on staying on my case? Why would anyone stay on where they're not wanted? What did I ever do to Judge Demarest to cause her to be so abusive against me from the very first time she saw me in court? I am convinced that the only reason is that my soon-to-be ex-husband has made it worthwhile for her. To me, it is obvious that in addition, he has promised her an extra bonus, which makes it profitable for Judge Demarest to force herself on my case, even if it results in her violating laws and civil rights. So instead of recusing herself, Judge Demarest is ordering me to appear in front of her in Brooklyn Supreme Court on May 24th in the morning, 10 a.m., room 756. By rushing me into this, even before the courts decide on my two legal actions, Judge Demarest is grasping this last opportunity to hurt me with her final blows against me by issuing destructive orders regarding my future, regarding whether I am entitled to any means of survival from my multimillionaire husband. Surely this reaches the highest level of chutzpah that Judge Demarest still insists that she now wants to rush, that she wants to finalize and decide all the rest of the issues regarding my case. This is a shameful outrage that an abusive, biased judge can still have the gall to force decisions on me while the courts stand by, turning blind eyes to this horrific injustice and criminality. I hope that someone of higher authority will finally take the initiative and refuse to ignore this criminal outrage. It will take too long to detail the issues here, but I can forward a copy of my lawsuit and recusal motion so that whoever is interested can read of the systematic abuse I suffered at Judge Demarest's hands. Please email me your request at Chana Taub 1405 @gmail.com, and I will do my best to comply with your request. If only the laws and regulations and requirements were enforced, this judge wouldn't feel so complacent in torturing one party while helping the opposing party, who is a millionaire and wants the ex-spouse to be destroyed. I sincerely hope that finally some administrative judge or person of higher authority will intervene and help me find some justice. Thank you.